Hello everyone. Today I'm going to give you like a demonstration of the UAS system, unmanned aerial system that I am developing for doing some real-time detection of volunteer cotton plants and also plastic bags. But right now I am going to show you how NVIDIA Jetson TX2 can be mounted on top of like a quadcopter or even hexcopter, any kind of unmanned aerial vehicles, uh, uh, integrated with a Red Edge MX or Red Edge 3 camera, and it can do some real-time image processing for detecting some kind of object in 5 bands using 5 bands. So all these processes happen in real time. That's the system that we are developing, and even the flight controller will be eventually controlled and managed by in collaboration, or let's say in conjunction with Jetson TX2. Some people use ROS directly on Jetson TX2 for the flight path algorithm and all the control mechanism. Whereas right now I am on the way of using Pixhawk 4 with PX4 firmware on it, and PX4 firmware is compatible with Jetson TX2. So that's what I'm going to demonstrate. Two things two things. First, I'm going to demonstrate about how the Red Edge MX camera can take in real-time images, and how it can transfer wirelessly using Wi-Fi to the Jetson TX2, whereas Ethernet 2 ports can also be used for transferring the data in real time, so that those image files can be handled and managed by the GPU, the TX2 board in real time. Okay, so let's see. All the programmings are done in Python, and you can see here in the screen on this screen you can see is basically a Python code that I worked with the help of from the tech support department of Mikasense people. They helped me a lot on this, and they have some example codes. I just manipulated and managed it. Uh, so the first step in doing so is we have to set up a manual Ethernet IP address for this camera. We can do through the settings, and by default they have 192.168.1.83 as the IP address for this cameras, the Ethernet part, but we can manually change it. And we also need to change the manually Ethernet IP address once it is connected to the USB to Ethernet port, and you can manually set up those IP address. And the rest is basically where you are going to handle it. So this path basically means where you are going to transfer those images from the camera on your GPU's drive. So I would show you, I have used here 128 gigs of 128 GB of the SD card, external SD card on my Jetson TX2, so that I can handle a lot of high definition images. And the board here, basically you can see this is Jetson TX2 board. This will be mounted on this with an enclosure which I have already ordered, and it's on its way. The shipment will arrive on Monday. And this is the 128 gigs of external SD card, and these GPIO pins will be used to manage the spray nozzles, so they will control the when to spray, of course with some valves and some solenoid valves. And there will be a tank mounted, but I'm going to use a different platform that can handle heavier payload capacity, of course not the Matrice 100. And this camera is going to be mounted. This little thing you are seeing over here is the this is not Pixhawk 4, but it's Pixhawk 2, and I have actually upgraded its firmware to Pix 4, the latest firmware, and surprisingly it can handle it. So I'll talk about this little later. First, let's see the demo of the image transfer. So once again, This things takes the images every 2 seconds or every 1 second. You can set it up on a time based, and then wirelessly it transfers the images to the SD card over here. Let's check it out. So I'm just going to run this program, and then you should be able to see over here some of the outputs that should start showing in over here. So as you can see, the images of all the different bands are being transferred in real time, and you will get sometimes when the transfer doesn't happen, so you will get some of those uh, system file information, because it also creates a file called found, and that file has some of the text informations regarding the file. Let's check how the folder it starts filling up the folder. So as you can see, it's going in my drive here, and in this drive I'm filling it up, and you can see those images are being piled up over here, and you can see how this gets filled out. Yes, right here. So it's creating. Sometimes if you stop it and just, so let's check out just one of the images. It's, as I said, like as you can see, it's the lab images, and they are in the different bands, so you can see. So this was the demo for real-time image transmission. Let's check out the drone controller. I will just show. So this basically, this flight controller will be, this is Pixhawk 2 with of course PX4 firmware on it. I can show you here. So in order to handle this, you use the software called Q Ground Control, which I have already opened it here, and you can basically, when you see the summary, it talks about different types of airframes that you'll be using. I'll be using quadcopter of DJI Motors 100s. I have to calibrate the sensors, which I'm having some issues. I'm trying to work on that. Then you can set up your radio if you want to actually communicate wirelessly. In my case, maybe not. Flight modes, yes, you will do manual flight mode, or you can do auto flight mode. Probably I'll do the auto flight mode. I can do stabilization method. The battery looks good so far, and the camera I don't have, so I need to interface camera with this. So coming back, this airframe, you can see here, you can choose the different types of airframes, and as I said, I chose quadcopter. This is called quad rotor X, and you have a different options over here, and I chose DJI Motors 100. And in sensors, again, you can choose can calibrate your compass, the gyroscope, and the accelerometer. You have different flight modes, and just to give you one sense, parameters, you can see here different parameters you can set, and I will be more interested in the Mavlink protocol, so that this telemetry, you can see the way this will communicate with Jetson TX2 is using UART, Universal Asynchronous Receiver and Transmitter protocol. That will be done through basically telemeter 2. So this port, now I need to convert this so that I can interface this with the UART port over here on the TX2. So that is what right now I'm working on, to interface this with this board, so that I can handle the flight path algorithm using this, and I can have a complete control over this with the programming basis. So I'll just like to show you here something called, as you can see here, we have a library called in Python called DroneKit. So this will be used for connecting this for programming this flight controller using Jetson. So I can talk to this using the UART port, and then I can use this library, the DroneKit Python library, for programming. Okay, so this time I'm going to show you how the uBlocks GPS can be used for RTK based information that eventually can be connected to the GPU or through the flight controller. I don't know. I am still trying to work on this. If I can have an RTK interface directly to the PixHawk 4, or I will have to interface this to the Jetson TX2. I'm working on that, but right now I can show you how I can get RTK based connection for getting the real time connections. So what you have to do is you have to go to Ntrip client, and you can see these are the addresses, Ntrip caster settings. You can see over here, this is the IP address and the port and the user ID given by the Texas Department of Transportation, and we have to use the East RTCM NAT 83. This is the mounting point for the Ntrip casters, and when I click OK, I should be able to get here connection. If you go down here, now it's connected. So now I am getting a very well corrected signal over here.